The Chaunce Hayden Show is sponsored by Hover.com. Go to gfq.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. FreshBooks. FreshBooks is an easy-to-use online invoicing service that saves you time, gets you paid faster, and makes you look professional. Get started completely for free at freshbooks.com. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ. Location provided by Sapphire New York. Visit them at nysapphire.com.
You think you have me all down, you think me, I will always be one step ahead.
Don't hurt me, for real. Ah! Ah! Look at her teeth! No, she has fangs! I'm not even kidding! Ah! 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 Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! Are you insane? You're listening to the Chaunce Hayden Show live from the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in New York City, the world's greatest gentlemen's club. We are in the VIP room in the back of the club, broadcasting once again. I can't believe we're here again. Last week we took off from the club because Andrew needed a perfect sounding show. But I got to be honest, that was one of the worst experiences of my life. Broadcasting from Andrew's house, there's nothing worse. So I'm glad to be back here at the Sapphire Club. The only problem is there's so much stress because Andrew's still here. Now we have to figure a way to get rid of Andrew from the club. We have guests that are waiting to come into the studio, and Andrew doesn't want them here to watch.
I've kicked them out. Kick them out.
Did we have a rule that you were going to talk during the show tonight?
No, but you're bringing up my
talking.
name again.
Right away.
You're bringing up my name.
You're talking 3 seconds into the show, and we said before the show
Shauna's going to do the talking for me.
Okay, Shauna can talk for you. So we're not allowed to have guests watch the show. So here we are by ourselves, me and Shauna. Andrew's pretending that he's not here, but he is here, making faces at me while I speak. So I think it's more awkward, actually. I think it's more stressful having Andrew stare at me, pretending that he's not going to talk when I know he's going to talk. Is worse than having an audience here watching the show. I really believe that. So don't stop making faces. It's so distracting. Tonight's going to be a great show. Tonight we have Cheryl Caruso, who's one of the mob housewives. But the show is called... I wish your wife was here to hear this because she knew I was going to say this.
She's going to knock you in the
head. The show is called Married to the Mob. But technically she's a mob housewife. Not to be confused with what a mob housewife is from the VH1 show. But it's going to be great to ask her questions about both shows and to find out which one is better and why isn't she on that show and vice versa. And she has her own tequila, so we're going to get hammered on tequila when she's here. And we have some dominatrix is here. I don't know what her deal is. We'll find out when she comes in.
Are we playing the game?
We're going to play the game, Guess Your Fetish, the second half of the show. But before we get started with the interviews, I have to tell you something. I don't know if anyone has watched Dr. Oz. Has anyone ever seen Dr. Oz? It is the stupidest show I've ever seen in my life because it's like reading a medical book. If you ever read a medical book, by the time you're done reading it, you think you're going to die. Watching Dr. Oz is the same way.
I disagree with you.
Why is that?
I think it's reading a medical book, but if it's dumbed down for the most uneducated Midwestern housewife.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know what it is, though? He plays to your emotions. He plays to your fears. So the other day, I'm watching Dr. Oz, and he does a cancer show. And the whole thing is promoted as cancer, what you need to know. Cancer, what you don't know. Cancer, it's in your body lurking. And before it even starts, you know you have cancer. I'm watching the show, 15 minutes in. There's no way I don't have cancer. Every high risk that you can possibly have for cancer, I have. Whether it's fair skin, blue eyes, or clay-colored poos. Now, I'm one of those guys, and I've said this on the show before, and I stand by this. I'm a big believer in investigating your poos. Whenever you poo, you're supposed to stand up and look at the color. And the color of your poo tells you your health.
I saw that when it was a lineup of women that were talking about like their poo saved their life, right?
Yeah, if you know how to read if you have a color chart to the healthy poos and unhealthy poos, you will literally save your life by matching the color stick. So when I poo once a day. I poo like 10 minutes after I wake up. That's one of the first things I do. So the second I'm done, I stand up and I take out my swatch and I start matching the color to my disease. And lately, and according to Dr. Oz, this is the worst thing that can happen to you because it means you have liver disease. I've had very white clay-colored poos. It's the worst thing. The only thing worse is having black poos. It would be the only thing that would be worse. Mike, look at Mike leave.
Mike's leaving.
Mike, you have nothing. You don't want to add to this conversation? No. Mike, the COO of Sapphire, he's had enough. So I'm matching
Clay?
Clay. Yeah, it's like a light-colored stool.
I'm sorry to tell you, but you've been dead for about 6 months.
It's the first sign that you have liver disease. The very first sign. So I've been on Ambien and all these drugs for a couple of years now. Lexapro. I take them every night. I think
Legitimately, though. I mean, you have a problem.
And I drink too. So I drink. I take Lexapro. I take Ambien, and I take Cialis, and I take aspirin every day. I believe I've damaged my liver somehow, and that I have some sort of liver problem going on. I just know, I know it in my heart because I haven't felt well. I have low energy, another sign of cancer. I'm always shaking. Like when I get up in the morning, I feel like my body's shaking. So that's probably
withdrawal.
Parkinson's disease, or is it a hangover?
No, it's withdrawal. Yeah.
From what?
You got the shakes.
I shake all
Drinking,
the time.
the Lexapro.
I think I've been poisoning myself, quite honestly. So I got to try. I'm thinking I'm going to try and clean myself up. I'm switching over from dirty martinis to Heineken. I'm not
Baby steps.
Baby steps. You got to start small. So I'm serious. So I'm switching over to beer again. I'm going to get off the hard liquor, and I'm going to stop the Ambien. I'm going to try. If I have to stay up all night, I'm just going to stay up all night. I'm not going to take Ambien every single night to go to sleep, and try and get myself healthy. Did I tell you this 2 weeks ago that I started walking? Like I started walking to try and get some exercise because I literally get in my car and I drive to the office. I get out of the car and it's like 10 steps to my desk. So I started this thing at night before I go to bed where I walk 2 miles. I actually passed out last time I walked and I pulled a muscle in my chest. By the time I got home, I had tore a breastbone muscle and fainted in the middle of the street walking 2 miles. So I know I'm in bad shape. So I'm trying to save my life, but after watching Oz,
We're playing a game in the chat room, by the way. Is guess when Chauncey's gonna die? Yeah, we have a death pool going for you right now.
I mean, it's not funny. I honestly think that I'm probably weeks away. I think my health is so poor. My health is so bad right now that I could literally drop dead at any moment. I think I'm in a high-risk group.
Are you getting scared? Because you're getting up there now.
My brother just died. My brother is 1 year older than me. He was watching TV, and he dropped dead watching TV. So I think the men in my family die early. My grandfather died in his 40s.
But he got hit in the head with a coconut.
It was my great-grandfather from Jamaica. Got hit in the head with a coconut. But my father's father... You think that's so funny? You think it's the funniest thing that a man got hit on the head with a coconut and died?
Yeah.
Why? Where's the comedy now? The man lost his life and it ruined our family. we lost our money. We had to sell the mansion in Jamaica. We had to give up all the slaves. You know,
he got hit. I mean, it's so like it's almost like the Kennedy curse. Like you have that the Hayden curse.
We have
like
the Hayden curse.
Your grandfather got hit in the head with a coconut and dropped dead. Like that's funny.
Yeah, things like that happened to my family.
No, I just feel like when something like that happens, it's like, you can't escape that destiny, that fate.
That I'm a goner. So many bad things happen to the Haydens, and crazy bad things. So I just know it. So Mark, you're gonna play the show back when the day after I die. This is gonna be the show that you play on the air in a memorial to me. I just feel like it's close to the end. You know who lives long? Black people live forever. Black people are the healthiest race. I got a ticket today coming into the city. I made an illegal left-hand turn, and this black cop jumped out of a car and told me to pull up to the side of the road. This is the biggest, strongest-looking black man. He looks like a Mandingo warrior. I look at me, I feel like a frail, pale, sickly guy, and with my glasses on, and I'm shaking, and I'm scared. This giant, masculine, black God it was just so much more of a man than me. So much more powerful, so much better in every way. I felt like I never felt so weak and so frail in my life. And usually I can tell these guys, you know, my brother's a cop. And I say, oh, my brother's on the job, and they let me go. This was such a black and white thing. This guy was not going to let this white guy go. He looked at me, and he just had this look on his face that, no, this is not happening. We're going to make up. This is OJ all over again. We're going to make up for the last 200 years of slavery right here, right now, on 57th Street, and you're going to get a ticket. Couldn't get out of it. So I got a ticket by this beautiful, bald, giant, sculpted black man. Then the rest of the day just went to shit from there.
Is it just me, or is it a little bit obscenely loud today in here?
It's so fucking loud, Andrew. It's so distracting. We got to get Mike in here. We got to talk to Mike. I wish your wife Jessica could find Mike and bring him on the air with us right now. We can't broadcast like you can't. You just can't. It's 8 o'clock in the evening and they're blasting the music.
It seems to get louder and louder every week, right?
It's crazy.
It's almost like they're trying to drive us out. Like we're like the old people that live upstairs. And they're trying to get us to leave. Can
you imagine I'm trying to do a show, and I'm trying to talk about my day, my life, and all I hear is a bass drum playing in my head. That's all I hear for an hour. I do any professional broadcaster to try and do a show under these conditions.
And you bitch about being in Queens.
Queens is too... What, you want us... Should we come there every week? We could do it, I guess.
I'd be happy with that.
Would you?
I don't have to go anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
We would never have any guests.
By the way, about the whole the China that we didn't serve you.
Yeah.
I asked Jessica that night. I'm like, you know, honestly, like in a way, he's right. Why didn't you give him like a plate? He goes, honestly, I didn't feel that he deserved it.
So we're talking about last week. If you didn't hear the show, Andrew invited me and my producer Shauna to his house to. It's so distracting. I can't even speak. It's insane. Andrew, come on, this is crazy. Andrew and his wife invited Shauna and I to his house to have dinner, and they fed us without giving us forks or knives, and they just dumped the shit on a paper plate and said, eat, like a wild animal. And I complained about it during last week's show, and Andrew tried to defend it, and you're saying that your wife doesn't feel like we deserved...
No, it doesn't feel like you deserved it.
So she was making a statement.
Yeah.
She was making a point.
Yeah.
And what was the point?
I don't know. She hates
What does that mean? I don't deserve a fork and knife. That makes no sense.
When you start making better decisions is when you don't get to eat off of a
So I
plate.
have to put my face down into a paper plate, and that's what she was trying to say. So she was teaching me a lesson. The next time you come here, if you live your life in a better manner, I'll give you a utensil to eat with. You know what? Because you know what? How about this? Next time I just don't go there to eat, and I go to a restaurant where I can get a fork and a knife.
Well, she's just saying, I think, that if you keep acting like an animal, she's going to feed you like an animal.
Listen, I think I've been acting pretty good lately. Haven't I, Shauna?
Better than you have been, I guess.
I haven't done anything that bad in a while.
Well, I mean, I only see you on Wednesdays, so I can't really account for
I've been
the other
good.
6
No,
days
I get hammered, like blind drunk twice a month. Twice a month, where I'll go out where I don't know where I am, and I'll wake up in the street. But that's not bad. Twice a month, there's 30 days in a month. So 28 days, I'm fairly normal. And for 2 days, I'm rolling in the gutter, crying like a baby, begging people for money. That's 2 nights out of the whole month. That's not bad for me, because it was getting to a point where it was like 5 nights out of 7 where it was like that. So I think I've made great improvements. I just gotta get my poo back to a normal color. Once I can manage that, once I can get into a mocha brown color, and take some fiber, a little extra fiber.
Have you been doing anything?
No, I haven't. And it's another thing. It's getting hard, like rocks, like bricks, clay bricks.
Continuing to die. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I need a little Metamucil. I'm getting older in life.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you take Metamucil?
No.
Shauna, you don't take Metamucil?
My poop is such on a cycle. Like, I could go 3 days without going.
And it's nice and soft?
Perfect.
No grunting or...
Barely need to wipe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I've worked it out.
Jealous? I'm more
Worked
jealous
it
of that than I am your hair.
No, I have the perfect cycle. Perfect.
Oh, I'm so imperfect.
And I could go days.
You want to know something? I was so constipated the other day. I literally... I had to do something manually to relieve myself.
But you're unhealthy. You're not healthy in any way. Have you always been like this? Have you always been unhealthy?
No, I go through periods where I get healthy and then I get cocky. I start getting healthy and then I start feeling good about myself and I begin to fall apart. That's been the way things have gone the last couple of years for me. That's the cycle. Anyway, we'll be right back. We got to take a break. We're going to come back with our guest from Married to the Mob. Cheryl Caruso is here with her tequila. Happy to have her. We'll be back right after this break. We're back. You're listening to the Chaunce Hayden Show, broadcasting live from the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in New York City, the world's greatest gentlemen's club. We're here with Cheryl Caruso from the TV show on Investigation Discovery, I Married a Mobster. And there's so many different variations of this title and this type of show that I can't even believe I got that
I know.
Right. I think Jessica.
I don't get it right.
Yeah, it's so hard to say. It's such a because there's more than.
It's
just
like say
one.
it 3 times and see if it comes out
can't.
correct.
I'll never be able to do that again. That was a one-take deal.
I know.
Because there's also Mob Wives.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I don't think there's a show yet called Mob Housewives.
That's me. I'm not. I'm gonna be the next.
Are
one.
you gonna be the next Mob
I
Housewife?
guess so. I might
There's
as
so
well
many
because
things-
I'm everything.
You know what it is? You can't go wrong when you say the mob.
Yeah.
People want to know about it.
Yeah.
Because
I guess.
You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
fascination.
But then again, I'm just the opposite. I didn't want to know about it, and I ran from it. So.
Well, I have a billion questions for you.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
First of all,
And no pun intended.
Yeah, be careful what I say to you. You probably right at home here at a gentleman's club because aren't most mobsters involved in gentlemen's clubs?
You know what? Maybe they are. Honestly, this is the first time.
Because your husband probably
I've
owned a
been
piece of this
here.
place at one time.
I have no idea.
Well, you know what
You're
he did?
talking
He
to the wrong
probably came in and
individual.
like shook down
It's
the owners.
wife that never knows, and I am the wife.
See, I don't believe it.
I was the wife.
What was that show with Ray Liotta when he was
Oh,
Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch
great show.
Goodfellas?
I love that show.
Could you identify with the wife in Goodfellas?
No.
It was why not? What was the difference
Because
between that show?
she was so involved. I was just the opposite. I was not involved at all. You have to understand, I wasn't around everybody. I wasn't involved at all then. I lived a private little life with the perfect house, white picket fence, separate.
But what do you
My
think?
ex-husband
What do
had
you
two
think
separate
your
lives.
husband's doing when he goes out at weird hours? And I mean, how do you not know? How do you not know?
Well, he had a printing company.
Okay.
So, this is what I was told, and this is what he showed me, his office, his work, his company. So to me, he was just, if he was out in the evenings, he was taking his clients out.
But when his friends are Fat Tony and
Yeah, I
and
know.
Little Tony and Medium Tony
And Rocky.
and Sal
And
Sal Gumshoes and Sticky Fingers Louie.
I know. It's not a little- I
when these
know.
people are coming over for dinner,
I know.
Don't you
Isn't that
start to
amazing?
suspect that maybe my husband
He has a
doing
lot of
this
influential
with
friends.
funny names, with a lot of
I
weird
know. I
nicknames.
love this. Half the names I think I named for them. But honestly, I literally would say to him, honey, who are your friends? Like, where do they get these, But they never gave me those names. It was just, if it was something named with a Sal, it was just Sal. I didn't have any other names, with it. So.
Right. So the second you find out, when
Yes.
was that one moment, the first moment when you looked in the mirror and said, my husband is in the mob?
Wait. Dan's laughing over here because Dan knew before I knew.
You're here with the executive producer of the show.
I am here with the creative executive producer.
Creative executive producer.
Yeah.
And his name is
Dan Pearson.
Dan Pierce.
Yes. Dan Pearson knew more than I did, even in my own life. He was a friend of mine during that life when I was living that life, when I was married to my ex-husband. So he knew what was being hidden from me, and that's how the whole show was pretty much created in
But
his
did
mind.
this come before Mob Wives? Or
Oh, way before my
so do you feel
Yeah.
ripped off by Mob Wives in some way?
No, not at all. There's enough room for everybody.
I'd be pissed off. I'd be pissed if I came up with a show called I Married a Mobster, and then VH1 put out a reality show called Mob Wives, and that was after I already started filming my show. I would feel ripped off.
I mean, our show is different in respects of we have real mob wives.
Oh, well, okay. Now, well,
Whoa. Let me clarify.
yes. Go ahead, please clarify.
Let me clarify. Cheryl was married to a mob guy. Most of the women on our show was married to mob guys. No disrespect to anybody else's show, but I know where this show stands and the quality of the show and the people that are involved. I can't testify for that side.
But they seem real. I mean, the girls from Mob Wives seem like the real. I mean, there's the Gravanos and the Gambinos, and so I mean, they seem like the real deal to me.
Yes.
But with that,
She married to it.
so they're just like you're saying because it's daughters and
It's
it's.
different. I mean, there's enough room for everybody.
So you
Kudos to them.
Wouldn't it be? Wouldn't there strength in numbers? Wouldn't it? Could you guys see yourselves joining forces and combining the shows?
Well, we tell retrospective stories. The stories of how they lived, how they married, how they survived, how they prospered and moved on. It's much different.
It's not like a Jersey Shore version
No.
of.
Our story is basically about our lives. It's more or less of a biography of our lives being married into it.
Right.
Their lives today are more or less of today moving on forward of who they were, but here they are today writing books, moving on. This is what they're living with now. Our stories are past biographies. Their stories are more future, where they are today moving forward.
Is it
That's
wrong?
what I know.
Are you a rat if you write a book about your experience with the mob? Is that like an unwritten code? Do you look down on somebody that does that?
No, not at all. And I could never say that about anybody. I mean, anybody that writes a book, it's because people are intrigued and they're interested in their lives and they want to know more about them. Is it, as long as you put it in a perspective way where you're not really, insulting anybody, I can't imagine it being anything more than intriguing. And,
Do you ever worry about getting whacked for doing a show? Like for being like, isn't it the worst thing you can
that's so
do?
cute.
Isn't it the worst thing you can do when you're in any association with the mob is to go on TV and talk about it?
I'm gonna make my story clear though. I really didn't have so much of an association. My story is based on the fact that I didn't know about.
There are
it.
guys outside that door right now.
I know. Just be a little
Just
bit
so
careful.
you know, that's Sal and Loose Louie.
No, do I need to be careful or do you need to be careful?
I actually, this is set up. I actually called them. This is all set up. We're
Yeah.
going to whack you tonight and throw you in the closet.
Lovely.
No.
Hold on.
Funny thing
Has
about
my
The funny thing about it is when we walk out of there, those are the guys who's trying to get us this story.
Yeah.
No.
So, look, my selling point is make your past pay for your future.
Make your pet. What does that mean, Andrew? Wait.
Make your past pay for your future.
I know what you mean. Of course I know what you mean. Make your past pay for your future.
Right.
So now you're a TV star. So your past
No,
is
I'm
paying
not a
for your
TV
future.
star. I'm just somebody that spoke my mind and cleared my identity.
But there's a season
and
2,
state
so it
what
shows
I needed
us-
to do.
Aren't you guys getting ready to do season 2?
Yes.
So the show is a
we are.
success.
Absolutely.
But you know what? It's on the investigation. What's it called?
Investigation Discovery.
You can do better. Like, can't
I
you,
love
what?
them.
Why can't you be on channel
Is Chauncey not the best?
ABC or NBC?
I love you. You
or
are so
Fox?
right. Can you get me
You
that?
got to start.
Okay.
You got to think bigger. You prove the show is a success.
Yes.
Now it's time to think bigger.
And I was just informed by
Renegotiate.
Dan tonight that I was the #1 rated show out of all the shows.
Yeah. Yeah. See, there you go.
Dan just informed me 5 minutes ago before I walked in, by the way, just so you know.
settled. You
and
settled.
I just think that's so sweet.
You
That's
settled.
so
She
nice.
has a lot of things ahead of her.
You're better than mob wives. You're better.
Well, I'm not
Each
my
one
wife.
doesn't need mob wives. They need. I'm what? What do you?
I married a
I
mobster.
married a mobster. It's
We're
so
not
hard
that
to
any-
say. It's
yeah.
so hard to say.
We love.
So
There's enough room for everybody.
the mob really exists. Like it's really out there still to this day. I mean,
I can't vouch for that. I have no idea. I have no
You're-
involvement in them whatsoever. Keep me out of this. I know
I asked
nothing. I
Victoria
don't.
Gotti that question once, and she got so upset.
Did she really?
Yeah,
Why?
because it seems to be a very sensitive topic.
I think to each and individual one of us, it's a sensitive subject because we've all been involved in some way or another, and each one of us were affected by a different way, and that's why I wasn't so much involved. Like I think a lot of the other girls
Right.
were a lot more involved than I was because of the fact that I was shunned away and hidden away, and I didn't find out about it until my husband was being put into prison.
Do you
And
still
in
love
his
your
courtroom.
husband?
I'll always love him. I mean, listen, I was very much in love with him. I had 2 beautiful children with him.
There's something sexy too. Isn't
But
it
I
a little
think that-
sexy? Like, isn't there something
that
sexy about
where
the
he
mob?
was. I don't even know if it was just that. I think it was more the fact that I was madly in love with him because of who he was. And, here he was, this Italian man from overseas, and he spoke Italian, and he had this Italian accent. I was intrigued by that.
Oh, so he was like really Italian.
No, truly, 100%
Really?
Italian. Yeah,
Sicilian?
he didn't get his Sicilian citizenship until,
You think he's a made man, obviously?
I'm not talking in depth about his life. Maybe you call him in and talk about his life.
Do you still talk to him? Do you visit him in
Oh,
the big house?
yeah, I talked. I don't really. We really don't talk.
Is he, do you have like
We
code
see
words
each
when
other
you
in the
talk?
courtroom.
Like, does he tell you the weather? And like when he tells you the weather, that means like
No,
that
I'd
you
rather
pass
not
on
even
information
no.
that way. Like if he says on Tuesday it's going to be partly cloudy with a chance
He's
of
my
death.
ex, Chauncey. I moved on. I'm into different men.
Well, what kind? So a guy like me, obviously, you'd never be interested in. When you go from a hot-blooded Sicilian man
Yes.
who's in the mob, you look at me, and I'm probably like the funniest thing you've ever seen. Like you probably can't believe what you're
sweetheart,
looking
I
at when you
wouldn't
look at
say
me.
That. No, absolutely not. I'm not one for. I don't look at the outside. I look at the inside. Honestly, I'm really more about the
Because
heart.
the next show with me would be I married a ghostly white Irish leprechaun. Like that would be the show. I married a ghostly
go.
white leprechaun.
Yes, I love that.
So you like redheaded guys? No. If you married Italian, you're not interested in a guy
For
with.
some reason, I've always been stuck with Italians my entire life.
Yeah,
I'm trying
I can
to
tell. Just by
avoid
looking
them.
at you,
don't
I know that's
how,
your thing.
But I don't know how
That's
that
everybody's
happens.
thing.
I don't approach them.
Really?
I'm not an approacher at all. I'm old school.
Can-
Honestly.
So does the mob come and claim you? Do they just come and
I guess so.
You get
I
claimed
guess,
on,
I
like-
guess they just come in and
They just come and
fucking
pluck
snatch
you
your
off a
ass.
tree?
Excuse me.
Off
if
a
I just
mobster
cursed.
loving tree? There's just. So how'd you get involved in tequila?
Oh my God, it's my passion.
Because
My
your
love,
name,
my
I'm going to
life,
try and
my-
say it.
Yes.
Talario.
No, oh my
Damn!
Lord.
Come on,
What is wrong
wait, let me
with
try
you?
again. I get a
said
second
it to
shot.
you like how many times?
Talero.
Talero Tequila,
Didn't
baby.
I say Talero?
Say it smooth and
Talero.
sexy.
Tal-
Talero
Nothing
Tequila.
I say is smooth and nothing I
grab
ever
it.
say is
Just
sexy.
grab it, embrace it, and hold it and
Talero.
love it. Talero.
You know what I think I need a shot of it to say it properly.
Let's open that bottle. I wanna
Talero.
see- I have look.
Talero.
Where's the bottle? Do we have? Can we show the bottle?
Talero.
Talero Tequila.
So what? You make this stuff?
My bottle.
Do you make it in your basement?
Absolutely. No.
With all the bodies and all the
sunshine.
God knows what's in your basement.
God knows.
Have you ever walked around? Ever like once you knew your husband
No,
was in the
my-
mob? Did you ever look like under the floorboards and stuff to see?
Listen, let me explain
There's
something
probably
to
so much
you.
money
That
in your
is my
house.
house, nobody else's house, and nobody put anything in my house but me.
How much cash is in your house to this day
wish-
hidden? Can you
That
imagine
is
the money
hysterical.
that's inside the floorboards of your house?
No, because I redid my house, so there's nothing in there.
So you already
And
looked.
and
The
once
first
I
thing you
redid
do,
it,
right,
the
you tear out the
contractor
sheetrock.
took it out.
First thing you
Took it
do when
out.
your husband gets sent away is you tear out the sheetrock.
Yeah, you know what I did? I freaking redid that whole house over
course,
because I was
I
so
know.
mad that I didn't know anything that was going on, and I was disappointed that I literally started.
You weren't looking for bodies of money.
Oh, absolutely not. There was not. I was isolated. They're not putting it near me.
I wonder if do you think your husband ever killed anybody?
Oh, I don't think so.
You think he? Just the fact that when I asked
But
you that
then again,
question,
what did I
just
say in the
wait,
beginning?
Wait, just yeah.
Wives, the
let
wife
me
is the
stop you right
last
there.
person to know.
When someone says to you, "Do you think your husband killed anybody?" It's kind of a yes or no. If you have to say, "I don't think so," that's pretty scary. Just the answer, "I don't think so," means that there's a chance he might have.
Chauncey, all I care about is my tequila to this day. So,
Tequila.
What he tequila.
Yeah.
Talero Tequila. Talero
All right, so tell me
Tequila.
about the tequila.
Talero,
Please, for God's
Talero
sake.
Oh my God, it's my baby. I love it.
No, but do you go to Mexico and make it? or-
Listen to me. I am a partner with 3 other men.
Yes.
They're the most wonderful men in the world. Tim Harrington, Dylan Daugherty, and Greg Manning.
Not one Italian in the group.
I love them. Love them.
Wow.
And that's what I love about them. The creators, the designer.
Right.
It's 100% organic, USDA approved. It's also
So organic. So it's like a healthy tequila.
It is the best tequila you can ever drink in your life. It's
Really?
100% organic. There's no growth accelerants, no pesticides, no fertilizers, nothing goes on our products whatsoever. We own a mountain in Jalisco, Mexico. And that's
You
what we
own a
have.
mountain where you
I
grow-
don't own it.
Can you imagine?
I
I
don't
can only
own it.
imagine what that's like
I know it's
a beard for. You can only imagine what's going on that mountain.
I don't own it. It's my company.
You're still in the business. See, I know. I can look at you.
There goes
I can tell by looking at your
there
face.
goes Jalisco, Mexico. It's all going to be rated.
God only knows what you're up to.
Listen,
what are you doing?
All I have to say is I love my product. It's all about 100% organic tequila.
I gotta have a shot of this.
Let's
I have
do
to try
it.
it.
I know.
Now, because it's organic, will I have less of a hangover?
You will have no hangover. You may
Really?
be dehydrated if you drink a whole bottle in the morning. You'll be dehydrated.
So if I drink a little water before I go to bed?
You'll be fine.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. It is the most.
I love
Where
tequila.
can I put it so the camera gets
Yeah,
it?
I'll hold it up.
Because.
Shauna, can you guys?
Put it on the table.
I can put it. You can see it. Okay. Okay. Wait,
And a
let me
bottle
move behind
stays here, so every time you guys film an interview, you have to show it to everybody.
Okay. So what are we gonna do a toast to? To John Gotti.
We're gonna
Look,
toast to
John Gotti
Talero
Jr.
Tequila and the
Okay.
growth and the birth of it and the acceleration
Gambino
of,
family.
to the branding of Talero
To the
Tequila,
brand-
to the branding of the Chaunce Show, to the branding of I Married a Mobster, Pearson.
to all the victims of the mob who
Yes,
who are
we
laying
love them all.
down the bottom of the ocean as we speak.
I have no idea who that is, but
Cheers.
of course, whoever they
For
are,
all those sleeping with the fishes tonight.
love them.
Oh, it's so smooth.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
How
Oh.
unbelievable!
Oh,
is
my
this
God.
tequila? You know why it's so smooth?
Oh,
And this
my
is what I
God.
get all the time. This is the most delicious smooth tequila ever. Because it's so pure. You know why? Because there's no additives in there. There's no fertilizers that you're tasting. There's no pesticides. That's what you drink.
Chauncey, honestly, this is.
It's actually great to no. I'm
It's all organic.
no. I know
This is.
because we've had booze on the show before that we
No.
didn't like.
This is 100% pure tequila.
Wow.
Pure, baby. That's why I call it Talero Tequila, my baby.
Wow.
I love it.
All right. Do I look any better after doing a shot at tequila? When you look at me,
You're
have
so
I
much hotter.
Have I gotten a little hotter?
Your hair darkened.
Did I dark my skin get a little darker? You know, you look like somebody famous. You're so beautiful, and I'm trying to think. Who do
I
you
love
look
you to
like? You look
pieces.
like an actress.
Cheryl Caruso?
No, come on. Who do people say you look like? You look so. You look like somebody. I'm trying to think of who. Cheryl Crow. Is that who I think? A little bit.
No.
You could be in Hollywood.
Cheryl's.
You have Hollywood looks. Like you could be an actress.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
You have that
so
sexy
sweet.
voice. You have that.
I do?
You have a raspy voice, but not a smoker's
I know.
voice.
You know what's so
There's a
funny growing
difference.
up? And I'll be honest with you, my two most favorite entertainers were growing up was Raquel Welch, and I just idolized her, and I named my daughter Raquel, and Demi Moore. I just adored her always, and I.
You're better looking than Demi Moore.
So
Much better looking.
It's not a matter about it's not about matter about looking better. It's just who she was and the lifestyle where she came from. Like I was just always admired by her.
Are men intimidated by you? Can you not date because of your past? Are men afraid of you?
I don't let anybody know about my past.
How do you hide it? You're on a TV show.
Well,
You talk about, so when a guy, do you have a boyfriend now?
no.
Because you know why? Because men are
Yeah.
afraid. Men are terrified.
They're intimidated.
Men are afraid of you.
I
Who would date
wonder.
you? Nobody would date you. You'd be crazy.
Oh, I date, but
But as soon as they find out, they run for the hills,
how,
right?
I don't know.
Who would
I only
date
go out with
Phillies?
my
Who would
dear
date-
friends.
What is your husband's name? Philly?
Yeah, my ex.
Your ex.
Yes.
His name's Philly.
Yeah.
Who would want to? Who would he? Does he want you to date?
Well, I don't
He-
talk to him about it.
No way. Nobody's dating you. It's never happening. You're gonna die alone.
Thank you.
But you know that. You don't need
Oh
me to
my
tell you that.
goodness! I'll die with my Talero Tequila.
Yeah.
That's all. Drinking Talero. I'll be buried with it.
No man
Right?
has the guts to date
I
you.
think your crew likes my tequila. They're like,
I'll do another shot with
Thank
you. Let's do.
you.
Want to do another shot?
yes.
We'll do one more shot.
I have a bottle for
Let's
the
take-
shot. I have a bottle for you guys. I have two bottles.
We'll
here
take
for you
one more
guys.
shot and we'll take a break. You've been great, by the way.
Thank you so much,
You're gonna
guys.
do the
I
cover and
love
stepping
you.
out?
Yes, I am doing the
you
cover
can come.
stepping
By the
out.
way, you can come and do the show anytime you want.
Oh my God, I love you guys.
You can come anytime you want, and we'll just drink your tequila. We'll have a show where all we do.
The audience loves her.
You think?
I'm looking at. We have a live chat room. They love you.
Yeah.
They love the tequila.
They
Everybody's
do.
saying they're gonna go and get a bottle.
You.
Oh, I love
You're
it.
beautiful. Like you're.
I am?
You're stunningly beautiful.
Oh my God, you guys are so cute.
Have you had any
Really?
plastic surgery?
No,
You
I
look
need it. What do I say to him all the time?
You look
Like,
so
can I get
beautiful.
more money from the show? I need freaking
Seriously.
plastic
Like
surgery.
you're not just attractive. You're stunning.
Oh my God, that is so
Stunning.
sweet of you.
But you know, right?
I don't.
Am I right?
I don't.
She's
I need
stunning.
a
You must have gone, when you first saw her,
boyfriend.
you probably went crazy. You said, "Oh my God, how do we got to get her on camera?"
Your ex-husband.
He told my ex-husband when he was where he what my ex-husband was. He told my ex-husband he's knocking him off so he can marry me. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny, not realizing he was.
Is he gonna get out of jail in his all lifetime?
He's alive.
He's alive.
Let's do another shot. One more shot, please.
You have the bottle.
So take the bottle. Oh my God.
You know what's funny is the last time I was here with her ex-husband.
What's that? Wait, what was
But
that?
he was here last. He was here with the husband.
My ex-husband.
You've been here before?
I've never been here before. He was
Did I
here.
Did I not tell you that he's been here? I know he's been here.
He told me tonight.
I know the deal.
I'm like, Dan, oh my God, we're here at Scores. I didn't know this
Of
is where
course.
we
You don't know the
are.
history of this place?
I didn't know. Well, I do, but I didn't. I always wanted to come here, and I've never been here before.
Yeah.
So now
this
I'm
place
here.
has a great history.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything about organized crime. I'm black.
he just
Only what I
he
read.
just wrote all about it.
Only what I read.
Oh my goodness.
You and me, we have no shot. Like you and I are like bookends.
Right, we don't know anything about it.
The mob's in between us. You and I will never be made men. You're too black and I'm too white.
It's only what I read.
Yeah, and neither one of us have enough hair. Okay, so let's do one more shot, then we'll take a break. Here we go, guys. Now let's say the name of the tequila one more time, please.
Talero Tequila.
Talero Tequila.
Talero. Talero Tequila.
Cheryl Caruso
Yes.
is the spokesperson. I was going to say more.
I absolutely got it.
Besides the spokesperson, you're also the CEO, partner,
Yes, partner.
owner,
Partner.
distributor
Yes.
of this incredible tequila. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
To James Gandolfini. Oh my God, that's so good. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back with our mistress right after this break. We're back. You're listening to the Chaunce Hayden Show, broadcasting live from the Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in New York City in the VIP room. My next guest, and I don't know if you're going to be able to beat the last guest because the last guest just bought a shitload of tequila and we're drunk out of our mind right now. So I don't know what you're bringing to the table, but it better have something to do with getting hammered or getting laid.
Oops.
You're on.
Hi. How are you?
Donna. Your
Yes.
name is Donna. Mistress Donna.
Actually, Dom Jezebelle, but that's okay.
Dom Jezebelle.
Yes.
You're into B&D, S&M.
I own a dungeon.
You own a dungeon.
Yes.
When people say they own a dungeon, like what does that mean? Like you own a dungeon? Because I think of a dungeon as a castle with a dragon.
It's that, but a dungeon is a place where people who are into fetishes, fantasy, BDSM, S&M, things of that nature can come and enjoy that type of thing.
There's so much money now. Like if I was a girl, that's the way. Because you don't have sex.
No.
You just beat the hell out of people, or pee
dre-
on them,
or dress them up like
dress them
women,
up like
make them
babies.
bark like dogs, or whatever
See,
you like.
That's not sex. So you get paid
Yes.
to do that, and there are guys willing to give women money to do that.
Yes.
I hate that. See, I would never do that. I have the most bizarre fetishes you've ever seen. And I know you've seen them all.
Not all
Mine are
of
pretty
them,
dark.
but
Like mine are dark.
such
Mine
as
are bad.
Such as
Mine are bad. I don't know if I want to say it on the air. Mine is so bad.
Okay, all right,
Mine
all
is
right.
so bad and so dark.
All right.
That they scare me. Like,
all right.
yeah, mine are dark. But I wouldn't pay a woman to do it. I want to find a girl that would do it for free.
Who wouldn't?
Nobody does anything for free.
There you go.
When it gets to bizarre shit. The more bizarre, all right, say you like to drink pee.
Right.
It's so hard to, and I'm just saying, I'm not saying I particularly like to drink pee.
Okay.
But if I did like to drink pee,
Right.
let's just say, it's so hard to find a girl that will date you that's willing to pee in your mouth.
And that's why I own my business.
That's what I mean. So men have to go out and pay a woman to do that.
Okay.
But don't you agree that more marriages would stay together if you could say to your wife, will you pee in my mouth tonight?
Sure. But quite frankly, your wife would probably leave you. So she doesn't want to know.
That's what happens.
So what happens is you
So
pay to have some strange person pee in your mouth, and your wife says, I don't want to know. She came home
Just for
tonight.
shits and giggles, what does it cost at your dungeon to have someone pee in your mouth?
It depends. Well, a half an hour of the demeanor doming you is $130. An hour is $180.
I just want pee in the mouth.
One-
Like if I
half
wanted,
hour is $130 and an hour is $180.
but so that's included in the price for the time. Like
the
then-
pee is included. Yes. What?
So what is it going to cost me for? Because it's a half hour is probably plenty enough time to pee in someone's mouth. So if I wanted you to pee in my mouth, what would it cost?
$130 for a
I'm gonna
half
yell
an
that.
hour.
I'm in so much trouble.
What part are you not getting?
I'm in so much trouble.
Does that include tip or you?
No.
What
tipping
part don't
is
you get?
optional.
It's $130.
Tipping is optional. If you enjoy your session, you can tip, but tipping is optional.
proper etiquette to leave a tip?
Yeah.
Well, my whole thing is people go to have dinner at a restaurant and they would tip. This is a hell of a lot more personal than having someone serve you dinner. So if you enjoyed the session, you can tip. But tipping doesn't buy you anything other than what we do legally in the state of New York.
Do most people tip?
Some do, some don't.
Can anybody even hear
No.
you?
The people who the people who tip the most are the ones who are the politest and ask for the least. The ones who want the most and want you standing on your head spitting wood nickels don't tip.
Is there anything you won't do in your dungeon?
Yes, anything illegal.
So if it's legal,
Well, no. Okay, if it's legal.
like you won't murder me if I want to pay you to kill me. You
No,
can't
no,
do that.
no. There are things also that are legal, but we're not doing it because it's got that ew factor.
Like, would you take a brick? Would you take a brick and smash my teeth out of my mouth,
That's probably illegal.
even if I'm giving you permission to do it?
Well, then the ew factor.
That's the ooh factor. See, that gives you so much leverage, though, because
Well.
there's a fine. Ooh is almost anything.
Okay.
It has to be-
good enough.
You know, like yes.
Talk about the mice squishing.
Let's just
wait.
go there.
I'm sorry. So
Okay.
Tell me.
There's a fetish.
Yes.
That's long-standing in the city, where people or guys get small animals, mice, gerbils, whatever,
Oh, no.
and we won't go there.
They put them in.
So-
They put them in the freezer and shave the fur.
No, they bring
Oh.
them and they want to see spike heels, whatever. Well, they came to the wrong dungeon for that. So, and they picked the wrong Dom, who she belongs to PETA. She rags me about my fur coat and eating beef. It's like, shut up. So anyway, she goes into the session. She comes out and she said, he's in there and he's got a box of white mice. I said, you go in there and tell him that not only you're not doing the session, you're confiscating the white mice, or else.
Can I ask you a question? I'm serious.
Yes.
What did he want done to the white mice?
He inflicting bodily harm on white mice using spike heels.
So the woman steps on them with her heels.
Not at my place.
But that's a fetish. That's actually a fetish.
Yeah, it's a sick fetish.
I've never. Can't the mice move out of the way?
Well,
Like if I was the mouse, I would.
spike heel at 12 o'clock.
It seems like no. I'm just saying. It seems like a very hard thing to do to step on a mouse with a spike heel, unless that mouse is tied to the ground.
Listen.
Like you would have to glue the mouse
Okay.
to the floor to
I
make
don't
that
know-
happen.
I have no idea if they give the mice roofies.
I don't think I could make that.
Maybe they give a
You
roofie.
could
I
pay
have
me.
no idea.
You could
but-
pay me $1 million. I don't think I could kill a mouse with a spiked heel.
Well, see, here's the thing. That's the sad thing. There are people in the city that figure, it's just a mouse, they'll do that. I don't even like rats, but I would never do that to a rat. I would just tell the rat, please get out of my house, and I'll give you a running start. But the thing is, so I just said, get the mice, and if he doesn't give you the mice, tell him Jezebel's coming in. One of the good things, I'm from Connecticut, and I'm like a mush, but one of the good things about being African American is you can like really make yourself seem a lot more belligerent and angry than. So he was like,
People get afraid of angry black women.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
more scary than an angry black woman.
Yeah. So I work
Yeah.
with that. I go with that. So I said, go get the mice. I'm standing by the door. And
Right.
if he doesn't give them up, tell him I'm coming in. And boy, he better be giving them up.
See, that'd be a fetish of mine. Not my fetish is I want to come in with mice, not give them to you, and then Mistress Jezebel comes in and beats the crap out of me. Like that's my fetish.
Okay, well, if that was your fetish, you'd been on target, boy. 'Cause I was coming in there and
I want to come there with animals and not give them to you, and then have you beat me up for suggesting that we hurt the animal.
well, you'd have been.
That's my fetish.
That you would have gotten there. You would have gotten there. He gave up the mice. He gave up the mice.
Oh, if you got mad at me, I'd be afraid.
No, well,
I'm afraid of all black people, especially angry black women.
and well, you should
Yeah.
be. And well, you should
Yeah,
be.
black people just scare me.
There you go.
When you look like me, when you're this white, you're afraid of people so opposite.
And the thing is, I grew up in Connecticut, Fairfield
Yes.
County, Connecticut. But don't tell people that because I have to do this street ghetto fear.
Unless I'm
thing.
willing to pay you to say it from Connecticut. If my fetish is I want a black woman from Connecticut, then I can say it.
I got that
For
covered.
$130 for the half
I got
hour.
that covered.
All right, before we end the show, we do a quick little game, and
Yes.
we want to play it with you.
Okay.
It's called Guess My Fetish.
Okay.
So I want you to think of a fetish that really turns
Feet.
you on.
Oh, yours. I
No,
thought that was
your
yours.
fetish. This is your fetish.
Keep it to yourself. They're
Don't
gonna
tell
guess
us.
Oh.
I want to know what your
Okay.
personal fetish is.
Got it.
And we're going to ask you questions and try and guess what
Absolutely.
it is.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So, does it involve mice?
No.
Okay.
We don't have mice.
Oh, so you tell me and I'll repeat it.
Does it involve food?
Does it involve food, Shauna
No.
says.
No.
Andrew?
Does it involve
Doesn't involve pegging.
What the hell is pegging?
What the hell is pegging? What the hell is pegging?
Like strap on, like you put on a strap on eBay.
Illegal in New York City. Move
Illegal
on,
in New York
move on.
City.
Illegal.
We don't do illegal things. Does
Okay.
does your fetish involve putting any? Well, that's illegal. Does your fetish? Well, wait a
Well,
second.
let me
First of
make
all,
it- first
I'm
of
not.
all-
No, time out. Yeah, time out. It can be personal. Why can't you can?
Here's
You
the
can.
thing.
You
A
can.
fetish can be anything.
I'm not saying what you charge
So-
for. I'm saying your own personal bedroom fetish.
But my whole bedroom fetish.
Yes, your personal bedroom fetish. Now, I'm not talking about your business. I'm talking about your
carry on then.
your
Ask me some
personal
more questions.
fetish at home with your man.
Well, do you want me to just tell you, or are you gonna
Oh,
guess?
we're
it?
trying to guess.
You'll never get there.
How do you know? How do you know how good we are at
Just
this?
carry on.
Do you like people? You like?
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be a little crazy.
Whatever.
Do you like to dress up like a little white blonde girl who's 5 years old?
Well, yeah. Yes, because I grew up in Fairfield.
That
Connecticut.
But
that's
Thank
not.
you.
No,
Thank you.
That
How
was-
good am I? How good am
Okay,
I?
I'll give you that. That was my fantasy and my fetish
Yes!
until
Yes!
I hit college. But yes, I grew up in
It's a
Fairfield-
miracle. Say it. It's a
Fairfield
miracle.
County, Connecticut. All I wanted was long blonde hair and a flat ass.
Yeah, well, we're real good. We're real good at this. We've been playing this game a long time here. We're pretty good at
There
it.
you go.
I want you to give what? Oh, I thought you were saying peace. Give me the peace sign. I thought it was peace, brother. I want you to give your business a plug because it is legal in the state of New York.
Yes, it is.
So you can advertise legally if you
Okay,
want. So
yes.
please feel free to give out your web address.
www.seaportsiren.com. I have to work on the website, but we got to find a
Did you say
website.
.com?
Yeah.
C-U-M?
Seaport Siren.
Oh my God. What kind of website is that?
No. S-E-A.
Oh, that was your Connecticut accent kicking in.
Excuse me. SIREN.com.
Okay.
It's a dungeon. We've been around for 14 years. We've been downtown, and we have fabulous parties. We have a good time, and we're not those doms that suck the oxygen out of life. Like, I'm a really serious dom. We're fun doms.
Would you like us to broadcast a live show from your dungeon?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Andrew, can we make that happen? Can we broadcast a live show from the dungeon?
Our Halloween party is the biggest party of...
Can we do a Halloween party from the dungeon, Andrew?
Why not?
Yeah.
He'll tell me why not after the show. That's the best part about this. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah, there'll be a whole legal letter.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't trust me around women.
That's okay.
Naked.
These are doms. Don't worry.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. That's nothing illegal in the state of New
No,
York.
even if they're doms, don't worry. They got to cover.
All right.
We're good.
Anyway, you've been listening to the Chaunce Hayden Show. I want to thank Mistress Jezebelle.
Yes.
I want to thank our other guest, Cheryl Caruso, and her incredible tequila, Shauna Thompson, my producer, Andrew Zarian, my boss, and his beautiful wife, Jessica, and the whole gang that came down to the show tonight. Jessica, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Good night.